All right, guys, it's good to be back again, and I'm wishing each and every one of us a very good year. And if this is the first time you're actually joining this channel, let me tell you something. It's not just a channel, it's not just a YouTube page, it is a community. Yeah, I keep saying this that your community matters a lot, and community goes beyond somebody just putting the like button and the subscribe button for you and all that. It's a place to share, it's a place to grow together. It's a place to share thoughts and all that. Yeah, so I'm wishing everyone a very good year. So today, so what we'll be talking about today is graduate programs and graduate training. Yes. So if you're looking to plan and position yourself for graduate applications and graduate trainings generally, I think you're in the right channel. And since it's the start of a new year, I mean, what's better time again for you to be prepared for these opportunities? All right, so let's just dive into what we have for today. So you ask yourself, what are graduate trainings? What are graduate programs? Well, basically, there are programs or schemes, or let me call them schemes that are put in place to mentor you, to give you some sort of direction and guide on how the professional world is being um, road on how the professional world actually plays out. So there are trainings and schemes organized by top companies, top organizations, just to prepare you into the professional world and give you a leadership experience by giving you specialized roles within those organizations. And what you can actually get from these programs is skill development, mentorship, and trainings, and what have you. So you would begin to ask yourself, what are the requirements to even enter these programs and these trainings? Well, these programs are programs that are specifically designed for fresh graduates. So you wouldn't begin to see yourself in a position where you are being required to have a 10-year experience. I mean, it's not possible. So they're prepared for graduates who are fresh from school. And if you have maybe 1 or 2 years experience, in some places, it's fine. So basically they're for young talents looking at a place to be mentored. Yeah, I think that's just the best explanation I can have for that. All right, so graduate programs in oil and gas, graduate training in oil and gas sector in the oil and gas industry. Yeah, so that is our focus for today. And when this opportunity is actually open, these are the focus for today. So let's get into it. So I'll be looking at five of them. I'll be looking at Shell. I'll be looking at Total. I'll be looking at Chevron, ExxonMobil, and Seplat. I also have to ask that. I also have to add that this is not some sort of paid sponsorship. I do not, or I'm not affiliated with any of these um, companies or organization. And everything I'm saying here is based on my research on the internet and information I was able to gather. All right. So yeah, let's go right into Shell as a company. What time of the year do they put in um, their advert and all that? And before we even go right there, I think it is important to also mention this that the reason why you cannot really pin a date to when this advert or opportunities comes out or come out every year is because they do them in batches. Just like you have your National Youth Service Corps, when you have different batches, different streams, and all that. So because it's a continuous process, it's a continuous program, it's hard to say, okay, on the first of every year we'll be having it. No, it doesn't work that way. Until a batch is over, that's when they can now have another batch. I believe that makes sense. So it's hard to really say, okay, yeah, we are pinning it to a date. And that is why it's a little bit tricky on how, on when, and when to expect all these dates. I believe that makes sense. All right, so let's jump into Shell. And also, it's important to add that this information is based on a 5-year plus research on when this date actually comes out. So, yeah, for Shell, I was able to check for the last 5 years and more, and I was able to come up with this. So in 2017, they came up with an advert, and the application was open for just 2 weeks. So it opened on the 1st of June 2017 and closed on June 14, 2017. And the next opening that was feasible online was 2024. So they had an application for the 2024 program also in June 2024. So, I mean, it makes sense to begin to say maybe they open by June, right? Yeah, it does. But we will not be standing or sticking with that alone. Like I was saying earlier, this is just a guide for an informed decision and for an informed preparation. So for Shell, they do have their programs opening by June, like we have it here. And for other years, we could not really say, based on what we have on the sources on internet, we could not really put a date to them. But obviously, they were having trainings at some point of these years that we do not have dates for. So that's what we have for Shell. And the next place to check here is Total Energies. So doing a 5-year check for them too, we could not really come up with a date, but we had an information for 2024. So they had an opening in November 2024 for their graduate training program. And that was it for Total Energies. And for Chevron, also doing the same 5-year search for their advertisement for graduate training program, we had them do their opening in 2024, but the date and the specifics for the closing was not really clear. Okay, yeah, for 2025, it was opened in November 2024 and closed December 2024. That's December 12th, 2024. So like I said earlier, this is just a guide. It's a guide for you to, okay, yeah, position yourself and be prepared for when this thing come up so that you will not miss out. And when I ran for Exxon Mobil, or yeah, I believe it's Exxon Mobil, a 5-year check for their advert, I was able to get them at for 2024. I was able to get for so there was an opening. There was an opening in 2024, but you can see the information is not really clear, and there was an opening in 2025, which was in December 2024. Yeah, and like I said, all these informations were not explicitly open or available. So that's why you begin to wonder. I mean, you don't get to see these things often, but obviously they have workers. They have people working in there, and you begin to ask, how do they know about it? How do they get their workers, their recruitment? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Just calm down and stay with me till way to the end of this video. And so I did for Seplat too. Funny enough, I have somebody that works here. But yeah, that is just by the way. Yeah, so for Seplat, there was an opening in 2024 for the graduate training scheme, which opened June 2024 with the application deadline for July 2nd, 2024. So you begin to wonder. So I think the magic month is June and July, like we saw for Shell. But well, that's just by the way. This now brings me to my final decision and conclusion about how to actually get this date, the opening date for the Big Five oil and gas company. And it's by just following their official accounts on LinkedIn and on Twitter. These are the only verified places where you can get the information about these openings and nothing more. Every other thing might be hard to follow, but following the official page is only the way and the true way to getting this information. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I wish you guys the very best here. So if you have not liked already, if you have not subscribed already, please do that. This is the only way you can support me. This is the only way you can appreciate these things that I'm doing. All right, have a great year. Bye.